Welcome back to Low Expectations, where the stories are strange and the standards are low. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Lindsay. Did you hear about the radioactive wasps?
Pardon me?
In South Carolina, in some factory. I didn't read, the full story. But, in some factory. I'm assuming some kind of, industrial factory. They found a wasp nest, and, the wasps were tested pretty high for radiation.
Did they kill them all?
Supposedly.
It could be like the killer wasps or hornets or whatever it was back in the 2020s.
Yeah.
2020. Not the 2000s and 20s. We're still in those.
We are still
We're in the 20s, if you think about it.
Woo! Go get a flat.
Like in the year 2100, they'll say back in the 20s. Back in the 80s. Isn't that interesting to think about?
If if
the world lasts that long,
still around,
if we're still here.
Humanity.
I heard, and this could just be baloney. I heard on TikTok that there's a mothership headed our way.
Again, I don't trust anything that has to do with TikTok, and I don't.
12 miles long.
Don't care. Don't want to. No. Listen, I'll go fucking off myself.
Baba Vanga was right. I don't know who Baba Vanga is.
I've never heard of this Baba Vanga.
Oh, Baba Vanga, a legendary Bulgarian mystic, reported or predicted that humanity would make contact with aliens in 2025. But recent scientific claims suggest that contact may come sooner and far more hostile. Oh, God.
Great. Fantastic.
The New York Post and Southwest News Service, a team of scientists have warned that an alien spacecraft may be headed towards Earth, potentially launching an attack as early as this November. They named it 3I/Atlas. It was detected on July 1st and is racing toward the sun at over 130,000 miles per hour. It is 15 miles in diameter, making it even larger than Manhattan.
Where are you getting your information from?
EconomicTimes.com.
Are they reputable?
Fuck if I know. I don't listen to the news. They say it's the New York Times, the New York Post, and New York Post makes stuff up all the time.
Ah.
So, I could be wrong. I have a cellar.
Oh, okay.
What did you think I said?
No, cellar. I thought you said cellar, but it didn't connect basement to cellar. It, connected to, somebody's buying your house cellar.
No. I have a cellar. I'll go hide in it. We'll put a door. Put a fake door. Idea. So, Chet is trying to wall in the basement.
Their basement just free roam right now?
No, make it, remodel it, update it. It's all a cement block right now.
Uh-huh.
So, he's putting up walls and, drywall and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And what we could do...
Have you seen Signs?
Yeah.
Do you remember what happened in that basement?
No. It's been a minute. Oh, no.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a basement. It'll be nice. No, I'm gonna make a secret door where my cellar is. Nobody will ever know.
I don't know. Listen, USA Today says it's possible alien tech, but it's likely a comet, and I'm gonna go with that.
They said if it's aliens,
sake of my own sanity.
They said if it's aliens, they're coming at us aggressively. But also, I'm you don't know what their general speed is. 130,000 miles per hour could be 60 for them. Yeah, it could be a nice cruise. Because, think about it. If they're coming straight for Earth, and they're getting here by November, you think that is fast and furious?
Well, but again, we don't know. They're norms, so it could be.
Could be. I wonder if they have, what's that in Star Trek? Light speed.
It's in every space, but that's not specific to Star Trek.
But don't they say something?
No,
Scotty put us into...
No, that's beam me up, Scotty.
But then he said another one.
Warp speed? Is that what you're talking about?
Warp speed! Yep.
The warp speed also isn't necessarily it's not necessarily owned by Star Trek or whatever, or exclusive to Star Trek, I should say.
Do they have one that's exclusive to them?
Beam me up, Scotty's pretty pretty exclusive. Although they did also use like the whole beaming up technology in Galaxy Quest.
I never watched that.
It's a fantastic fucking movie. Oh, it's so good. Tim Allen is phenomenal in it.
Star Trek. I was trying to watch that the other day, but I don't know where I can watch it anymore. Everything's on Amazon Prime now. I don't want to buy everything.
That's fair.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You know what? Go to the Exchange. I guarantee you they'll have box sets at the Exchange of Star Trek.
Ooh, yeah.
For like cheap.
I'm sure you're right.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
They've got all the cool nerdy shit there.
I'd have to do that.
I love that store. Stores.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I had. I wanted to talk about the alien. Am I supposed to bring more to the table?
No, you're just not supposed to bring aliens to the table.
Sorry, won't happen again. Won't happen again.
Jesus!
I don't know. I just was thinking about it.
Don't want it. No, thank you. You can keep your aliens to yourself. Space.
Nope. I don't mind aliens.
I do.
I don't like the idea of being probed, but there's no evidence per se of probing. For sure. There's been, like we talked about, the feeling that something may have probed me. But do you think that's just stereotypical? Like, if I can't recall my last 3 days, maybe I'll just, like, your brain will start to wander, you know?
What?
Was I probed?
Oh, listen, that's not a general thing that just like, oh man, I can't remember what I did yesterday. Was I probed? Did somebody molest me? That's not like a thing. That's just like, is at the forefront of my mind. It's like, I got the probe again. Damn it.
Not the probe again. I don't know. I was just thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't imagine for like most people. I don't think that most people would go there and go to probing, go to being, you know.
They should. We'd have a lot more alien stories.
It's gonna make people no. Don't want it. No, thank you.
Fine.
Keep your aliens to yourself.
I just don't think I'd mind them. Also, I don't
know what they want though. What their intentions are.
Everybody thinks their intentions are bad. What if they're just waiting?
For what? We're fucking stupid!
They're waiting for us to become educated.
It's not gonna happen!
They're waiting for our technology to advance. Unfortunately, we're
gonna kill each other before then.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. We're gonna push ourselves into extinction before we get to that point. I'm hoping that they're waiting, they're watching, and then when it gets bad enough, they plop on it and say, okay, you guys fucked up, try again. Fix it, and then we can change our ways.
If anything, I think we're a reality TV show to them.
Oh, potentially, we absolutely could be.
Yeah. Oh, we'd be a great reality TV show to the world.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Fantastic.
I agree.
We'll probably have stellar ratings. Stellar? Interstellar?
Haha!
Okay.
There was this guy, and his daughter... Okay, so here's the thing. I don't know the full of this story, the full extent. But there was a man, and either his daughter or his niece or somebody close to him was going blind. And he was like an engineer or like an optometrist of some sort. So he developed these glasses for her, and it helped her sight. Okay, but they were like the one-of-a-kind, like these weird glasses. And so she was using these glasses, and over time, she started to, like, go crazy wearing them. And she said that, something that she said was, like, the world is alive, and it's just feeding off of us. And she could see these, like, monster creatures.
That is not the direction that I thought this was going to go.
No!
I was expecting, like, something like, oh, he died, and then her glasses broke, like that one Twilight Zone episode.
Nope.
Not that she can see monsters now.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Doctor created glasses that allowed his daughter to see another dimension, driving her insane. So, here's the claim. They say it's false, but in 1985, a doctor created quantum glasses to help fix his daughter's eyesight, but they allowed her to see a dimension beyond her own. What she saw drove her insane, and she removed her own eyes.
Concerning.
The claim alleged that these special glasses resulted in Emily being able to see otherworldly things. Specifically, that Earth and everyone on it were part of a cosmic digestive system for some unseen entity. Emily allegedly told nurses the thing, it keeps us dreaming so we don't feel ourselves being consumed, being digested. Driven mad by the imagery, Emily allegedly removed her own eyeballs and has remained institutionalized ever since, while her father disappeared soon after.
I think Emily just maybe had some mental illness.
They say it's a blog. They run a blogging website / a creepypasta site, so this could be just a creepypasta, but I think everything is rooted in some form of truth. Everything.
Got a dead spot in my eye. Maybe he can make me glasses. But also, just to like go back a little bit, clawing out your own eyes. How? That's like, okay, eyes, fingernails, teeth, can't do it. Can't do it. In the Saw movies, like, when they had to, like, cut your own eye to get your key out, I would have been dead. No.
I can't watch those.
You can't watch the Saw movies?
No. I started a couple of them, and then I had to stop because it got a little, I couldn't, here's the thing, they did, like a spin-off, like, kind of like Scary Movie of the Saw movies, and Dr. Phil was in it. And
oh, God, I remember that.
And he had to cut off his own leg, and that was even terrifying to me.
Huh.
It's hard. I don't like gore.
Oh, okay.
But I am actually also terrified of my eyeballs popping out of my head.
Yeah.
Like, even, like, do you ever blow your nose and feel pressure behind your eyes?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't blow my nose.
I try not to, because I'm always, like, I get, around the springtime, I get allergies and I have to blow my nose or else I'm... So, in the springtime, I get a lot of allergies, and it causes my nose to stuff up. But then when your nose is stuffed up and it starts to, like, drip, like it gets runny...
I just shove a piece of tissue up there.
I have to,
and deal with it.
But even then, sometimes that doesn't work, because sometimes it's so far up in, like, those... What do you call those?
Ducts?
Like your ducts or whatever they are. It's, like, in your... Sinuses. I can feel it running in my sinuses, and it makes me have to sneeze.
Huh.
But then the issue is sometimes I can't sneeze, so I just sit there and I cry. Because well, it's because I have to sneeze so bad, and then the sneeze never comes, because, like, I'll tilt my head back to sneeze, and then it starts running the other way, and it's just a vicious cycle of having to sneeze and not being able to sneeze, so then my eyes are just constantly watering, and I'm crying all the time, because I can't stop the crying, because it tickles so bad. It's happened to me every single year for at least the past 5 or 6 years. But when I blow my nose, I cover my eyes and I hold them in my head because I'm afraid. I always have. Even if you ask Chet, the first time he saw me blow my nose, he said, "Why do you blow your nose like that?" He's like, "Why do you look like a kid? You're covering your whole face." And I told him, I said, "I'm keeping my eyeballs in my head. I'm afraid they're going to fall out when I blow my nose." And he was like, "What?" He called me a freak. I was like, "Listen, it's not... It's scary."
Has anyone's eyeballs ever fallen out from them blowing their nose?
I
think I want to know.
I don't want to know.
That's interesting, though. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. You learn something new every day. Well, that's not something I just tell everybody. Now apparently everybody can know. But yeah, I am deathly afraid of when I blow my nose, my eyeballs are going to pop out of my head, because I feel the pressure, and, I can feel the pressure behind my eyes as if they're just going to... So I don't... I don't do it.
Did you ever, flip your eyelids inside out? Well, not because of the... Okay.
Yeah. No, but I knew friends in high school that could do that.
Mm. I had a friend that could squirt milk out of his tear duct.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Pretty gross looking. It's interesting.
I had a friend that could swallow things and then bring them back up.
I mean, I could vomit on command. Probably
it wasn't vomiting. Like, she would swallow her gum, and I don't know if she was, not full swallowing it and keeping it in part, like right in the middle of her throat, but she could bring it back up, and I tried, and I almost died. I choked on a Starburst in middle school. I mean, it wasn't... I got it back out, but
that's good.
It was a close call. I was just...
Can you imagine? A kid dies from choking on Starburst.
Trying to bring it back bring it back up. I also... you're the one who called me out for this, actually. And I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought it was a pretty common occurrence. But when we were living together, I was eating a bag of chips. And I was sitting on the couch. And we were just hanging out. I think Mom was there too. Or Mom was on her way there. And I am specific about how I eat my potato chips.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I don't want weird-shaped chips, first off. I also inspect them for flavor content. Are they well seasoned? If they're not, I put it back. If it's shaped weird, I put it back. So I will pull chips out of the bag and I'll look at it, both sides, make sure it's good, and then I put it back. Specifically Doritos. If the Dorito has folded over into itself, I don't want that Dorito.
That's the best. The folded chips are the best because they're crunchier. They've got that extra crunch.
Well, and that's why we were fine living together as long as we did. Because you got the bad chips that I didn't want, and I got the good kind of chips. Every chip left in that bag was either folded or had no dust on it.
Do you remember the time we were living in Applecake, and we would keep our chips bags
Oh my god!
in the fridge?
Yeah.
And after school, and they just like go. I think they were like the Snyder's Honey Barbecue, if I remember correctly. And I'm just eating them, not looking in the bag because I mean, who does that?
Me.
Other than Nicole.
I inspect.
And I was like, there's something rustling in there. And there had been a mouse in the bag the entire time.
He put it in a cooler.
I vomited.
She calls Mom, and I think we were all with Mom, and you're screaming on the phone, and Mom's like, put it in a bag, put it in a bag. So we come home, and you had stuffed the bag of chips in, like, an igloo cooler for when we got home.
I didn't know what to do. I was like 12.
I wouldn't know what to do with it either.
Yeah.
Oh, but when we went, I don't know if you were there that day. You should have been, because you didn't go anywhere. When me and Erica were all living together in the trap house, Erica was trying to pour a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios. And she screams, and I'm like, what? And she goes, there's a mouse in the Cheerios!
I don't think I was there for that.
Oh my god, it was so funny. So we both went outside, and I dump out this whole thing of Cheerios in the yard. And I'm like, Erica, there's no mouse in there. And I look in the box, and the mouse is like legs sprawled on each side, just trying so hard not to come out of the box. So I just shake it, and then you just see him bolt off, and I'm like, fuck! He wasn't there, and we are right at the entrance of the house. Like, he's for sure finding his way back in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was gaps everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that was easy access.
Accessible.
One time when I was leaving in the middle of the night, we had our trash can on our front porch, because, like, we would take it out to the end of the street, and then it would be on the front porch, so that it didn't, like, get nasty and stuff. And ease of access.
Yeah.
And I walk out there one night, and a raccoon jumps out of the trash can at me. I have it on video somewhere.
Amazing. I thought, when you brought up Erica, I thought you were going to talk about the time that, well, you weren't there, I don't think, actually. She was making, because I, like, worked in the dining room, when you could see, like, our house, it was a pretty open floor plan.
Oh, yeah.
And you could see, like, the dining room and the kitchen, they were connected by a doorway. And so she's making us lunch, and she's making mac and cheese. And I'm, like, sitting there, and, like, I'm directly, like, staring into the kitchen from my little work area. And she goes to drain the mac and cheese. And I don't know what happened, but she just pours it straight into the sink. And then she just starts scooping it back into the pan. And I'm just staring at her like, what?
I'm
not eating that.
No, I wasn't there, but I remember coming home and you guys talking about the sink mac and cheese, and I'm like, what the fuck did you guys do while I was gone? Good times in that house.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
It was an interesting time.
Fucking molten bidet we had. One of my friends came over, I think, and he used it, and you're like, Jesus Christ, why is it so hot? I burned my asshole.
I never used the bidet because it scared me, but, like...
That toilet, for some reason, just only ran just hot-ass water. Like, the bathroom would get steamy in the winter.
It would.
Because, like, the water in the bowl was just hot.
I always thought that the toilet bowl, or the toilet seat, had to have been heated because it was always warm. I would sit down, and for the longest time, I thought it was a heated toilet seat. And turns out, no, the toilet's just full of hot-ass fucking water.
It's just hooked directly into the hot water.
I just don't understand why. That house was just something else.
It was. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good times, though.
Oh, yeah, great times. It was interesting.
Interesting.
I have lots of videos from that time in our life.
Anyway, this evening, I bring to you the tale of the Villisca Axe Murders and the house that may still have some lingering, potentially malevolent guests. Our story takes place in Villisca, Iowa, on the evening of Sunday, June 9th, 1912. Now, to provide a little background on the town, Villisca was founded, at least the name was, in 1858 along a railroad line. It was founded by a railroad employee, D.N. Smith. It's thought by historians that Smith got the name from the Sac and Fox Native American tribe, thinking that the word meant pretty place or lovely view. But he had actually been mistaken, and the word that he was hearing from the tribe was Villisca, which means evil place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fitting.
Fitting, yeah. But in 1912, it was said to be one of the finest towns in the state. Moore family, consisting of Dad Josiah, who was 43, Mom Sarah, who was 39, and their 4 kids, Herman Montgomery, who was 11, Mary Catherine, who was 10, Arthur Boyd, who was 7, and Paul Vernon, who was 5. They lived at 508 East 2nd Street, purchased by Josiah 9 years earlier in 1903. The night in question, Mary Catherine's friends, Anna May, who was 8, and Lena Gertrude Stillinger, 12, were staying the night with the Moores. They were sisters, if that wasn't clear. Josiah had called up the Stillingers that evening around 6 p.m. to ask if the girls could stay over, as they hadn't wanted to walk back to their grandmother's house in the dark. The family and their guests attended a Children's Day program at their Presbyterian church, which was only about a 5-minute walk from their home, and it was hosted by Sarah. The program ends, and they all arrive back home around 9:45 to 10 p.m., and what happens between then and when the family retired to their rooms for the night is unknown. Mary Catherine had usually slept in a twin bed in her mother's sewing room, but on this night, that bed is given to the visiting sisters, and Mary Catherine bunks upstairs with her brothers in a room next to their parents. At some time after midnight, tragedy strikes. A to-this-day unknown person had gained access to the home, armed with an axe and with murder on their mind. Josiah is killed first, still in bed with his wife, who is next to be taken out. The assailant then moves to the next room and murders 4 of the Moore children before finally descending to the sewing room, where he takes the last lives in the house, the 2 Stillinger girls. Now, everyone is believed to have been asleep when they died, except for Lena Stillinger. She was the only one found, misoriented on the bed almost. She was, lying sideways, essentially, instead of, up and down like you would. And she also had a wound on her arm that they believed was attained when she was trying to fight back against the murderer.
Yeah.
Disturbingly, she and her sister's bodies were both moved post-mortem. Ina was placed on her stomach with her butt in the air, and Lena's underwear were removed by the killer, and they positioned her so that it was visible. I will note, though, that during the investigation, they did confirm that the girls were not, touched.
He was just being nasty.
Yeah. But that's not enough to soothe the bloodlust, as the killer then goes back upstairs and proceeds to just decimate the already lifeless corpses. To the point that their faces were completely unrecognizable, and the sharp side of the axe was never used. Well, let me backtrack on that a little bit, because in different reports, it says that the sharp side was used on either Josiah or his wife, or potentially both, but then other reports say it was never used, and it was just the blunt back end that was used.
Why?
I don't know.
He bludgeoned them in reality,
Because I feel like it would have been, quicker, maybe more silent.
Yeah, or even, that's almost taking a hammer.
Yeah.
A big mallet at that point.
Essentially, yeah.
That's gruesome.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They were, yeah. Brain matter was called into play when they were determining, how long the bodies had been there. Because, it was everywhere, unfortunately. And Josiah alone was struck around 30 times. There were even marks in, the walls and ceilings from how wildly the murderer was swinging the axe, because he was using the blunt end, so, the blade end was, going up and, leaving, cuts, essentially, in the ceiling and walls.
Oh, Why?
Yeah. But that also, kind of attests to, like, how tall the guy was. Like,
True.
If I swing an axe, I'm not hitting the ceiling, no matter how hard I try.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. If Chet swings an axe, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, he's tall.
This person then proceeds to go about the house and covers all of the mirrors, which was a common thing to do in those days during, like, wakes or funerals. And the victims he covers as well with pieces of, like, cloth or, like, clothing.
Why, though?
Right.
It's almost showing, like, remorse.
Maybe not remorse, but, like, respect definitely for the dead.
Respect, yeah. But again, I feel like he took out, like, an anger on them. And I feel like covering the mirrors and covering them, yeah, respect for the dead, but I just feel like that shows remorse.
I mean, maybe. I feel like if you're really remorseful, you turn yourself in.
Yeah, true.
You know? Like, you own up to your shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And then the person goes around and also closes all of the blinds. There were 2 windows that didn't have blinds, and the killer just uses, like, cloth to try and cover the windows for those. They leave the murder weapon in the sewing room alongside the 2 girls, along with 4 pounds of bacon that he had taken out of the freezer.
Why? Cooked?
No. Raw. A raw 4-pound slab of bacon.
I'm sorry.
God knows what reason. An offering to the dead, perhaps.
Perhaps, but really,
So sorry.
like, why? Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah. Side note, it's actually believed that the axe was owned by Josiah and was taken from the family's coal shed.
So he didn't even bring the murder weapon. He was just using the tools.
Yeah. Like, imagine getting killed by your own like,
axe. Like,
rude.
Bring your own.
Yeah. It's a low bar criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Low effort. The murderer then has the absolute audacity to make himself a little snack. Because, killing is hard. Works up an appetite. He washes up in a bucket of water and then makes himself a plate of beans and bread.
I wonder if he was gonna use the bacon, but because it was frozen.
I mean, that could be, but, like, you can cook frozen bacon, man.
You can, but maybe he just, like...
Put it back in the freezer!
Honestly. But that would make sense. Beans and bacon and bread.
Yeah. I mean, like, 4 pounds of bacon, I feel like, is a lot.
Maybe, like, if it was a big, rock-solid hunk that needed defrosted, maybe he was just hungry and forgot about it. Yeah. Left it up there on accident.
Just a little oops.
Yeah.
Well, it was their room was downstairs.
Left it downstairs on accident.
With the kitchen. Same level.
What the fuck was he doing?
I don't know.
What was the bacon for?
Funsies. Maybe that was his calling card. Maybe.
The bacon?
Yeah. He was, like, going to become a serial murderer and just leave bacon everywhere.
I was trying to think of a name for him, but I can't.
The bacon bastard.
Why were you so quick with it?
Is it alliteration?
Yeah, I think so. Bacon bastard. I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Sold.
Bacon bastard. Henceforth known. So, he eats, gets his fill. And then he locks up the house and leaves sometime, around or before 5 a.m. Now, around that same time, the Moore's next-door neighbor, Mary Peckham, is up and going about her chores, having slept soundly through the night. During her testimony, she actually stated that at no point did she hear any noises coming from the Moore's house that night. At one point, she goes outside, and by 6 a.m., she notices that her neighbor's house was still quiet and dark, which is unusual. I mean, this is a large family, and it's a Monday morning. The kids should be getting ready for school. Josiah should be getting ready for work. They've got animals as well that should have been tended to.
Yeah.
So it's strange. It's really, raises red flags.
Yeah.
By 7 a.m., there's still no sign of them, and so she goes over to knock on the door, make sure everything's okay. Because, again, this is super weird for this family. But there's no answer. Both the front and the back doors are locked. And, because the killer made sure to cover all the windows, when she tries to peek in, she can't see anything. So she does the neighborly thing and tends to their chickens, checks on the other livestock, and then returns home. And when she gets home, she calls up the home of one of Josiah's brothers, speaks to his wife to ask after the family, but she, of course, has no answers for Mary, and her husband, Ross, isn't home. Mary calls the Moore store next and discovers that Josiah hasn't shown up for work and hadn't, notified them that he was taking any leave or anything like that.
Right.
But around 8:15, she gets lucky and is able to get in touch with Ross and lets him know of her concerns and asks him to come, check on the house. So he hurries over and with the spare key lets himself in. He goes into the sewing room first and notices that the bed is covered with a sheet. The stench of blood is permeating the air, and a limp, lifeless hand is hanging off the side of the bed from under that sheet.
Oh.
Yeah. He immediately turns tail and runs back out of the home, yelling to Mary, who had been waiting on the porch, to call the cops. Call everyone, he says. One of the Moore's workers, Ed Selly, who had been the one to speak with Mary when she called the store, had gone to the house after the call to tend to their horses, after which he went back to the store and receives another call, this time telling him to grab the sheriff and come back to the Moore's house as quick as possible. Town Marshal Hank Horton and Dr. J. Clark Cooper are the first officials on the scene. While investigating the crime scene, Dr. Cooper estimated that they had been dead for at least 5 to 6 hours. He stated that the bedding was pretty stiff at the head, and the blood and the brains on the pillow had contracted as it does when killed. It will dry, so that it was perfect jelly at the time, and blood clots were dry. And keep in mind, this is 1912 in a very small, close-knit town. I think, the population was, 2,500 at this time.
Jeez.
Yeah, so not too big. And crime scene management was definitely not up to, par, I guess, like it is these days.
Right.
And, small town, in the country, people love drama.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the internet back then. So at some point after 8:40 a.m., an all-call alert gets issued out by the local telephone operator to alert all of the town's households of the murders, and the house gets absolutely flooded with people. Upwards of 100 people are coming to the house, going through the house, while, the bodies are still there.
Oh my
Nothing's
God.
been, actually investigated. No evidence has been taken.
Why?
And the sheriff just, lets this happen. Yeah.
Was that common practice back then?
No.
Oh.
No, it was not.
Okay.
Not really. Marshal Horton straight up lets people, look around, completely contaminating the crime scene. He even lets all of them, handle the axe. Oh yeah, you check out the murder weapon.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
Some of these nosy fucking Nancys and crime hound Christies even take pieces of Josiah's skull. Yeah, as, a fucked up souvenir.
That's...
Yeah. Imagine going to a fresh fucking corpse and being "Ooh, let me get what? Why? What is the point? You gonna throw that to your friends?"
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Exactly. What? Arrested. Arrest all of them.
Honestly.
It's fucked up.
Do they still have it?
I mean, I don't know. They didn't recover it.
They didn't
That's what you're
confiscate
asking.
it? They didn't go back and say,
No.
"Oh, we fucked up. Give me his head back."
Nope. It was the scene was too out of
He
control.
could probably never rest.
Yeah, probably. Maybe that's why the house is so haunted. It's Josiah wanting his bones back.
Yeah, I can't blame him. I'd want my shit back too.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fair. So, the county coroner, Dr. Lindquist, gets there around 9 a.m. and rightfully starts raising hell. He tells the sheriff, Orrin Jackson, to call in the National Guard to lock down the house and get all of these people out. Because, again, this is an active crime scene.
I feel like that's common sense.
Right. And, this fucking... I don't even know what a town marshal is. I thought, when I was reading it, it was, some kind of sheriff, but then there's actually, a different sheriff. So, I think it was, I think he was essentially a watchman, kind of.
I think so, because there was a woman on TikTok who lived in a small town, and for funsies and shits and gigs, she voted as for herself, or because I think you have to vote for them.
Yeah.
And you have, so she voted for herself to be town marshal, and she won. And she was like, fuck, I didn't mean to be that. And nobody tried to run against her for 3 years, so she was town marshal in this little town for 4 years.
That's hilarious. Did she get paid?
I think so. I don't know. I stopped watching after the first TikTok.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know if any of these people were marshals, but so I lived in a small town. Well, my dad lived in a small town, so I would, lived there when I was with him. And the first and only time I ever got to have, like, a big sleepover. I invited all my friends to, like, have, like, a camp out in the backyard. And we were, like, teenagers. But, like, none of us were driving. Mm-hmm. And my stepmom's one request was, don't get the cops called.
Oh, Lindsay. What'd you do?
I didn't do anything. I stayed behind. Because, like, I had, a little girlfriend. So me and her stayed behind. And all of my other friends all went out into town. And, obviously, like, this is, like, the middle of the night. There's a curfew. And the town cops, I mean, this is a small-ass town. They didn't have anything really better to do. From what I understand, from what I got from my friends, is one of them decided to run past the cop car that was sitting in town, flipping him off.
You are literally asking for it.
Yeah. It's like 1, 2 in the morning at this point.
Yeah, they're literally asking for it.
Yeah. So obviously the cop, like, lights him up. And I had at least probably 10 people there. If not more. And the cop then also calls in, like, all of his, like, I don't know, like, little, like, redneck mercenaries.
Oh, God.
Like, just a bunch of, like, townspeople.
Why?
Like, middle-aged men who are like, yeah, this is my sense of duty.
Get these teenagers back in line.
You just hear, like, sirens and, like, trucks just revving all around town. Oh my God. Because we're, like, downtown. It's, like, Shreve. And then the cop pulls up, and he's got, like, somebody in the backseat. Oh, no. I'm sorry. The cop didn't pull up first. One of the town mercenaries, maybe a marshal, I don't know, pulls up to the backyard because we had a fire going, and he comes up to me, he's like, do you have friends here? Are there supposed to be other girls here? And I was like, who the fuck are you?
Like,
why do you want to know, old man? Are you a predator?
Right.
But I was like, yeah. And then the cop comes, and then I had to go wake up my stepmom and tell her that I did, in fact, get the cops called.
Oh, no. Well, here's the thing. I mean, that good thing is you stayed back.
Yeah.
That was a good choice on you. Because that's not generally a Lindsay choice.
Not generally, no.
And honestly, they should have just called those kids' parents.
They did eventually. So they round up everyone. And through various means, and take them all to the police station, where they call their parents.
Ooh.
And have them all come pick them up.
That's unfortunate. That's no bueno.
So at the end of the sleepover.
I would say.
And the last time I think I was allowed to have people over.
I would imagine. I don't know. Lindsay just brings bad news.
Yeah.
Lindsay is bad news bears. Lindsay shows up somewhere. Bad news bears. That is fascinating. You have lived many lives. Yeah.
I was a bad kid, man.
I can tell.
I had bad friends. Hoodlums. So back to the story. Dr. Lindquist gets to the house, tells the sheriff, come get these people out with the National Guard. So the sheriff obliges, although I feel like he shouldn't have needed to be, like, told that in the first place. Regardless, by 10:30 a.m., the National Guard is there and the property is secured.
Finally. Took him long enough.
Right. Apparently the state's armory was located in Villisca, so that's how they got, like, such a quick response from the National Guard. Which, yeah.
That's good.
It's a good thing in this case.
Yeah.
It's been such a spectacle, and the coroner's jury was also late to arrive to inspect the bodies. So it's not until after 10 p.m. that the undertaker is finally given permission to remove them and take them to the local firehouse, which was apparently set up as, like, a stand-in morgue for this. During the investigation, there were 2 cigarettes, like, butts found in the attic, suggesting that the killer had waited up there for the family to return home and go to bed for the night. It's thought that he entered through, like, a window or maybe even the back door while the family were at church.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. They also found an imprint in the hay that was in the barn, like, next to, like, a knothole in the siding, suggesting that he had been there spying on them for God knows how long. It's like watching them come and go.
Why?
Because he's a fucking creep.
Why them, though?
Yeah, right. Good question. We'll get to some possibilities. There was a theory going around that the killer may have slipped a sedative into, like, the food or milk or something that was consumed by the family. Because, none
of them woke up.
Exactly. Like, I feel like to sleep through bludgeoning is pretty impressive. Like, Little odd.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was more than one killer. And there was more than one axe. And they only found the one. Who knows? But toxicology reports weren't really like a thing back then. At least not like normally. So there wasn't one done. The only thing that was really revealed from the autopsies was that everyone died from severe head trauma. Which I think is kind of a given.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, there's brain matter, so.
Yeah.
There were a multitude of suspects. But again, to this day, the case remains unsolved, and no one was ever convicted. So, we're going to go over just a few of the suspects. Some believed it may have been a schizophrenic traveling reverend, George Kelly, as he actually confessed and then later recanted. But he stated that a demon. He stated a demon a demon had taken over my brain. No. Had forced his hand, but he remained unconvicted after 2 trials, as the juries believed that he may have been, like, coerced by the cops into the confession. But, I mean, he had, like, left town around 5 a.m. the morning that the bodies were found, and he was teaching at the church that the Moores attended. And he had been accused prior as an adult of being, like, a peeping Tom, and even asking young women and, like, girls to pose naked for him. So, sketchy guy.
Yeah, I mean, it
Creep.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thought was that it may have been Josiah's previous boss, Iowa State Senator Frank Jones. Moore had left his employment to open his own store and took a contract with John Deere, which drew business away from Jones's store. It was thought that he may have hired someone to, take Moore and his family out. And they potentially thought he may have hired William Mansfield. He was an ex-convict and a former soldier. Others thought it may have been the work of a serial killer moving about the Midwest, as there had been a similar murder in Colorado 9 months prior. A family murdered by axe, windows covered by bed sheets, bodies covered by clothing, and then 2 more in Kansas that also were similar, having been committed with an axe.
Why didn't they tie them all together then?
I don't think that those were actually solved either.
That feels like strongly could be all the same person.
Yeah. Well, so Kansas City detective James Wilkerson thought so as well. He believed that Mansfield was actually behind all of these murders, as well as like others throughout the country, including the murder of his own wife and child and in-laws in Illinois in 1914. Mansfield did have an alibi, placing him in Illinois at the time of the Villisca murders. And
What's
he
his
actually
alibi?
I didn't write it down.
That's fine.
I don't remember.
I was just wondering.
But yeah. Who knows? But I will say, I mean, this investigation happened like a couple years after the murders. So who knows if it was like, a good alibi. But he did end up filing a lawsuit against Wilkerson for all of this and ended up winning over $2,000.
Oh.
Which is, a nice chunk of change back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't, I couldn't find, what exactly the lawsuit was for, but I would assume it was probably, defamation.
Yeah, probably.
Because, Wilkerson was going everywhere with this belief that it was Mansfield.
I mean, I do and I don't. It's like a convoluted theory, it's just convoluted because at one end you're looking at, a ton, in your eyes, of mounting evidence against this one individual. And, there have been time and time again where you see people put, all their energy and, detectives put all their energy and all their time into this one person, and they almost get, tunnel vision on this one person. And so, I think that at some point it can come off as defamation and harassment, but other times, what if that is the killer and they just, they know, and now they're getting sued because they're doing their job. It's just a whole thing. But also, I will say, I don't feel like if your job is to be a detective, you should be able to get sued. I feel like the police department should be able to get sued, but you as an individual
kind of like a doctor.
Yeah, you can sue a doctor.
I thought they had, special,
They have insurance.
thing where you couldn't sue them, you had to sue the hospital.
Maybe now, but I thought you could sue doctors.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. I know that they have insurance for, malpractice suits.
Yeah. Oh, I guess, yeah.
You have to be malpracticed as a doctor. So I believe you could be sued.
That makes sense.
Maybe the hospital, though. Maybe laws have changed since.
I'm sure I'm probably just being stupid, so.
If you're a doctor, tell us.
Yeah.
Can you get sued?
So there was a lady who testified that she saw Mansfield in Villisca at the train station, like, around the time that the murders took place. Mm-hmm. But it was, like, only the one person, you know? So...
That's like he said, she said.
Exactly. There was another man, George Myers, who was in jail in Detroit for burglary. He confessed to the murders during an interrogation, but claimed to have only murdered 6. The parents and the more children. At the behest of an unnamed businessman in exchange for $5,000. But, I mean, he was adamant that there were only 6 people there. He, only killed the Moors. So, that doesn't make sense because there were 8.
Yeah. You don't just forget about 2.
Exactly. So he was never even, brought to trial. And then there were, more or less notable theories and suspects beyond those, such as, transients or vagrants, or even Josiah's brother-in-law was accused at one point, but he also had an alibi that cleared him. But he had apparently, said something, along the lines of, I'm gonna kill Josiah.
Not good. No, it doesn't
Not great, but, why would you then kill, the kids?
Yeah, and also be gross.
Yeah.
And leave bacon.
Yeah.
Out.
The bacon really just
That's a mentally disturbed person.
Yeah. For preacher.
Numerous reasons.
Yeah. But the years went on after the murders, and the house persevered. It changed hands about 13 times before being purchased by local historian and museum owners Darwin and Martha Lynn in 1995. Now, keep in mind that back when the murders, happened, they made national news. It was a big deal. The Titanic had sunk 2 months prior to the murders happening, and when, the murders, when they happened, and were, sent to the news stories, they bumped all mentions of the Titanic out.
They said, fuck you, Titanic. We're talking about this.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right. So using interviews and old photographs, the two set about restoring the home back to how it had been in June of 1912 and opened it to the public for the first time in the late 90s for tours and overnight stays. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1998. And this is where things take a bit of a turn to the supernatural. The house is, to this day, known as a hotspot of paranormal activity. It's been featured on TV shows, documentaries, YouTube videos. There's even a movie about the murders. Ghost hunters, both professional and amateur, flock to it year after year for good reason. There have been reports of voices, apparitions, emotional disturbances, moving shadows, moving objects, cold spots, etc. throughout the years. It's one of the most haunted places in America that you can stay.
That's fair. It's brutal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
8. That is a lot of lives.
Yeah, and that was
a lot of energy.
Fucked up murder. And, to have pieces of you taken.
I would never rest.
Yeah, no. But, the most notable event outside of the actual murders themselves would happen in 2014. And yet again, thrust this house into the national news. So, to backpedal a bit, during the renovations and research, they came across the story of a tenant in the 60s who had been making dinner in the kitchen, saw a flash of light, and essentially, blacked out. When he came to again, the knife was stuck in his hand. Yeah. He goes to the doctor, and then him and his family immediately move out.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah. Now, to focus back in on 2014, November 7th specifically, Robert Larson, 37, arrives at the infamous Iowa house with his parents, according to the caretaker, Johnny Hauser, who had been on duty that night. And, this portion of the story is pulled from Vice's podcast, Extremes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they did an interview with him a couple years back. So, Hauser noted that Larson had a hunting knife attached to his belt and was wearing camo pants, which he stated to be, common in the area. It's general, just, hunting gear, didn't think much of it.
Right.
Larson had told Hauser that he was going to give the house a piece of his mind. Which, ballsy. Now, according to Montgomery County Sheriff Joe Sampson, he states, "From my understanding, he was alone in the northwest bedroom, and the rest of the party was outside, and he had called for help on their mobile two-way radios. The bedroom he was found in was the kids' room upstairs. He was found lying on the floor with his hunting knife that had been on his belt shoved through his chest. He was immediately life-flighted to a hospital in Omaha where he would make a full recovery.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. He would later return to the house after 5 years with a TV show called Kindred Spirits. And that same caretaker, Hauser, was able to sit down with him and go over what had happened that night. Larson revealed that he had been provoking the spirits in the bedroom, trying to get them to come out, so to speak. Like, doing, like, come at me, bro, and, like, screaming at them and whatnot. Like a typical dude, bro.
Good.
Right? And the next thing he remembers is waking up in the hospital. He reportedly started crying at this time and claiming that it's ruined his life. Everyone now thinks he's crazy, or that he did it for, like, money or, like, notoriety or fame. Hauser states that upon entering the house again for the first time in 5 years, and immediately began apologizing to the spirits. Hauser, in closing, states that since that incident in 2014, he never again stayed the night in the house, and that, quote, I'm never going to say a ghost stabbed him. Come on, let's get real. But maybe there is something in that house that preys on people that are mentally ill or not rooted in any kind of faith or protection. I want zero to do with any of that.
I can't blame him.
Yeah.
That's
spooky. But you can stay the night in that house for like a little over $400, so.
Oh, I would do that.
Yeah. I mean, I was not that far, I don't think.
Is it private, or how many people can stay the night?
That $400 is just like the flat fee.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's like an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But spooky.
Where is it? Iowa?
Iowa.
Where is Iowa?
I think Iowa is in that, like, you know how, like, the map of the U.S. has the little chef in the middle?
No, you
don't know about the chef?
I don't know about the chef.
I'm going to have to show you the chef sometime.
I want to see the chef.
I can't even spell. My God. Villisca, Iowa. Oh, it's a cool 12-hour drive.
That's not bad.
It's not terrible.
I mean, we drove to Florida.
You know what? Yeah, you're true. That's true. I've driven to Florida quite a few times.
That's what I'm saying. I've driven to Florida several times. That ain't that bad. I want to see the chef.
So I'm Googling now.
Give me the chef.
See?
Oh, it is a little chef.
Yeah, a little chef with a little,
little chef.
Sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
I was in a little chef somewhere. Don't know which one, but one of those is Iowa.
Where's Iowa? Let me see it on the map again.
So.
Oh, I was in Iowa. That's where we hit a bird when I was flying with Menards. They took me to GO because they were trying to make me move to Wisconsin.
I remember. Because I was going to move with you potentially.
Yeah, you were. I was going to force you to move with me whether you liked it or not. Because fuck, am I moving to Iowa by myself? Fuck no. One, I just couldn't probably afford the rent with what they were going to pay me.
Fair.
Two, I wasn't going to be there alone.
That's fair. That's a far drive.
I don't think you ever told Mom that you were going to move with me.
I feel like I told her, after. In the past, year or two, I've mentioned it to her. Yeah. And I was like, you didn't know that? I didn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't think we told anybody.
Oops. Oh.
I think it was just our secret little plan to get out of Ohio. Not like Wisconsin's much fucking better. I don't know what the plan was. But, yeah, I know, we landed. We were stuck in Iowa for 4 hours.
Nice.
I wanted to die.
Well.
There's nothing in that fucking little state.
Villisca.
There's Villisca.
There's a murder house there.
I take that back. We landed in a private airport, and there was a massive corn statue there to greet us.
Oh, nice.
So.
We never went to Cornhenge.
I know, I still want to go.
Yeah, we should. One of these days.
I'm down. We can go. Yeah. Go! Take me to Cornhenge.
Thanks for listening to Low Expectations. You can find us on Instagram at Low Expectations Podcast and email your own spooky stories to lowexpectationspods@gmail.com.
New episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday, and trust us, the next one is just as unsettling. Until then, lock your doors, check the attic, and don't ignore that sound downstairs. Stay curious and stay skeptical. Bye.
Bye. Oh.